Jai. Saraswati Devi ki Jai. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Anjalila chapter 4. Sanatana Goswami visits the Lord at Jagannath Puri. Sanatana Goswami concluded, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who knows everything, past, present and future, has forbidden me to commit suicide. He then fell down, touching the lotus feet of the Lord, and spoke to him as follows. My Lord, you are the omniscient, merciful, independent, supreme Lord. Exactly like an instrument of wood, I dance as you make me do so. I am low-born, indeed, I am the lowest. I am condemned, for I have all the characteristics of a sinful man. If you keep me alive, what will be the profit? Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Your body is my property. You have already surrendered unto me. Therefore you no longer have any claim to your body. Why should you want to destroy another's property? Can't you consider what is right and wrong? Your body is my principal instrument for executing many necessary functions. By your body I shall carry out many tasks. You shall have to ascertain the basic principles of a devotee, devotional service, love of Godhead, Vaishnava duties and Vaishnava characteristics. You will also have to explain Krishna's devotional service, establish centers for cultivation of love of Krishna, excavate lost places of pilgrimage, and teach people how to adopt the renounced order. Mathura Vrindavan is my own very dear abode. I want to do many things there to preach Krishna consciousness. By the order of my mother, I am sitting here in Jagannath Puri. Therefore, I cannot go to Mathura Vrindavan to teach people how to live there according to religious principles. I have to do all this work through your body, but you want to give it up? How can I tolerate this? Excuse me. At that time, Sanatana Goswami said to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. No one can understand the deep ideas you plan within your heart. A wooden doll chants and dances according to the direction of a magician, but does not know how he is dancing and singing. My dear Lord, as you cause one to dance, he dances accordingly. But how he dances and who is causing him to dance, he does not know. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said to Haridas Thakur, My dear Haridas, please hear me. This gentleman wants to destroy another's property. One who is entrusted with another's property does not distribute it or use it for his own purpose. Therefore, tell him not to do such an unlawful thing. Haridas Thakur replied, We are falsely proud of our capability. Actually, we cannot understand your deep intentions. Unless you inform us, we cannot understand what your purpose is and what you want to do through whom. My dear sir, since you, a great personality, have accepted Sanatana Goswami, he is greatly fortunate. No one can be as fortunate as he. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced both Haridas Thakur and Sanatana Goswami, and then got up and left to perform his noon duties. My dear Sanatan, Haridas Thakur said, embracing him, no one can find the limits of your good fortune. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted your body as his own property, therefore no one can equal you in good fortune. What Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot do with his personal body, he wants to do through you, and he wants to do it in Mathura. Whatever the Supreme Personality of Godhead wants us to do will successfully be accomplished. This is your great fortune. That is my mature opinion. I can understand from the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he wants you to write books about the conclusive decision of devotional service and about the regulative principles ascertained from the revealed scriptures. My body could not be used in the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, although it took birth in the land of India, this body has been useless. Sanatana Goswami replied, O Haridas Thakur, who is equal to you, you are one of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore you are the most fortunate. The mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for which he has descended as an incarnation, is to spread the importance of chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Now, instead of personally doing so, he is spreading it through you. My dear sir, you are chanting the holy name 300,000 times daily and informing everyone of the importance of such chanting. Some behave very well, but do not preach the cult of Krishna consciousness, whereas others preach but do not behave properly. You simultaneously perform both duties in relation to the holy name by your personal behavior and by your preaching. Therefore you are the spiritual master of the entire world, for you are the most advanced devotee in the world. In this way, the two of them passed their times, discussing subjects concerning Krishna. Thus they enjoyed life together. During the time of Ratha Yatra, all the devotees arrived from Bengal to visit the car festival, as they had done previously. During the Ratha Yatra festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again danced before the car of Jagannath. When Sanatana Goswami saw this, his mind was astonished. The Lord's devotees from Bengal stayed at Jagannath Puri during the 4 months of the rainy season, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Sanatana Goswami to them all. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Sanatana Goswami to these and other selected devotees: Advaita Acharya Nityananda Prabhu, Srivas Thakur, Vagreshvara Pandit, Vasudev Datta, Murari Gupta, Raghava Pandit, Damodar Pandit, Paramananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharati, Swarup Damodar, Kadadhar Pandit, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Roy, Jagannananda Pandit, Shankara Pandit, Kasheshvara and Govinda. The Lord asked Sanatana Goswami to offer obeisances to all the devotees in a way that befitted each one. Thus he introduced Sanatana Goswami to them all, just to make him an object of their mercy. Sanatana Goswami was dear to everyone because of his exalted qualities and learning. Suitably, therefore they bestowed upon him mercy, friendship and honor. When all the other devotees returned to Bengal after the Ratha Yatra festival, Sanatana Goswami stayed under the care of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanatana Goswami observed the Dol Yatra ceremony with Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, his pleasure increased in the company of the Lord. Sanatana Goswami had come to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri during the month of April-May, and during the month of May-June, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tested him. In that month of May-June, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the garden of Jameshvara, Lord Shiva, and accepted prasadam there at the request of the devotees. At noon, when it was time for lunch, the Lord called for Sanatan Goswami, whose happiness increased because of the call. At noon, the sand on the beach was as hot as fire, but Sanatan Goswami came by that path. Overwhelmed by joy at being called by the Lord, Sanatan Goswami did not feel that his feet were burning in the hot sand. Although the soles of his feet were blistered because of the heat, he nevertheless went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There he found that the Lord, having taken his lunch, was resting. Govinda gave Sanatan Goswami the plate with the remnants of Lord Chaitanya's food. After taking the prasadam, Sanatan Goswami approached Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When the Lord inquired, "By which path have you come?" Sanatan Goswami replied, "I have come on the path along the beach." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "How did you come along the beach where the sand is so hot? Why didn't you come by the path in front of the Simhadvara gate? It is very cool. The hot sand must have blistered your soles. Now you cannot walk. How did you tolerate it?" Sanatan Goswami replied, "I did not feel much pain, nor did I know that there were blisters because of the heat. I have no right to pass by the Simhadvara, for the servants of Jagannath are always coming and going there. The servants are always coming and going without interval. If I touch them, I shall be ruined." Having heard all these details, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, greatly pleased, spoke as follows: "My dear Sanatan, although you are the deliverer of the entire universe, and although even the demigods and great sins My dear Sanatan, although you are the deliverer of the entire universe, and although even the demigods and great saints are purified by touching you, it is the characteristic of a devotee to observe and protect the Vaishnava etiquette. Maintenance of the Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. If one transgresses the laws of etiquette, people make fun of him, and thus he is vanquished in both this world and the next. By observing the etiquette, you have satisfied my mind. Who else but you could show this example?" After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Sanatan Goswami, and the moisture oozing from the itching sores on Sanatan's body smeared the body of the Lord. Although Sanatan Goswami repeatedly forbade Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to embrace him, the Lord still did so. Excuse me. Thus his body was smeared with the moisture from Sanatan's body, and Sanatan became greatly distressed. Thus both servant and master departed for their respective homes. The next day, Jagadananda Pandit went to meet Sanatan Goswami. When Jagadananda Pandit and Sanatan Goswami sat together and began to discuss topics about Krishna, Sanatan Goswami submitted to Jagadananda Pandit the cause of his distress. "I came here to diminish my unhappiness by seeing Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but the Lord did not allow me to execute what was in my mind. Although I forbid him to do so, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu nevertheless embraced me, and therefore his body became smeared with the discharges from my itching sores." In this way, I am committing offenses. Excuse me. I am committing offenses at his lotus feet, and from these offenses I shall certainly not be delivered. At the same time, I cannot see Lord Jagannath. This is my great unhappiness. I came here for my benefit, but now I see that I am getting just the opposite. I do not know, nor can I ascertain how there will be benefit for me. Jagadananda Pandit said, "The most suitable place for you to reside is Vrindavan. After seeing the Ratha Yatra festival, you can return there. The Lord has already ordered both of you, brothers, to situate yourselves in Vrindavan. There you will achieve all happiness. Your purpose in coming has been fulfilled, for you have seen the lotus feet of the Lord. Therefore, after seeing Lord Jagannath on the Ratha Yatra car, you can leave." Sanatana Goswami replied, "You have given me very good advice. I shall certainly go there, for that is the place the Lord has given for me for my residence." After talking in this way, Sanatana Goswami and Jagadananda Pandit returned to their respective duties. The next day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Haridas and Sanatana Goswami. Haridas Thakur offered obeisances to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord embraced him in ecstatic love. Sanatana Goswami offered his obeisances and dandavats from a distant place, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him again and again to embrace him. Out of fear of committing offenses, Sanatana Goswami did not come forward to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord, however, went forward to meet him. Sanatana Goswami backed away, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu caught him by force and embraced him. The Lord took them both with him and sat down in a sacred place. Then Sanatana Goswami, who was advanced in renunciation, began to speak. "I came here for my benefit," he said, "but I see that I am getting just the opposite. I am unfit to render service. I simply commit offenses day after day. By nature I am low-born. I am a contaminated reservoir of sinful activities. If you touch me, sir, that will be a great offense on my part. Moreover, blood is running from infected, itching sores on my body, smearing your body with moisture, but still you touch me by force. My dear sir, you do not have even a pinch of aversion to touching my body, which is in a horrible condition. Because of this offense, everything auspicious will be vanquished for me. Therefore I see that I will get excuse me. Therefore I see that I will get nothing auspicious by staying here. Kindly give me orders allowing me to return to Vrindavan after the Ratha Yatra festival. I have consulted Jagadananda Pandit for his opinion, and he also advised me to return to Vrindavan." Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in an angry mood, began to chastise Jagadananda Pandit. Jagadananda Pandit, is only a new boy, but he has become so proud that he thinks himself competent to advise a person like you. In affairs of spiritual advancement and even in ordinary dealings, you are on the level of his spiritual master, yet not knowing his own value, he dares to advise you. My dear Sanatan, you are on the level of my advisor, for you are an authorized person. But Jaga wants to advise you. This is but the impudence of a naughty boy. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thus chastising Jagadananda Pandit, Sanatana Goswami fell at the Lord's feet and said, I can now understand the fortunate position of Jagadananda. I can also understand my misfortune. No one in this world is as fortunate as Jagadananda. Sir, you are making Jagadananda drink the nectar of affectionate relationships, whereas by offering me honorable prayers, you are making me drink the bitter juice of Nimba and Nisinda. It is my misfortune that you have not accepted me as one of your intimate relations, but you are the completely independent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was somewhat ashamed. Just to satisfy Sanatana Goswami, he spoke the following words. My dear Sanatan, please do not think that Jagadananda is more dear to me than you. However, I cannot tolerate transgressions of the standard etiquette. You are an experienced authority in the Shastras, whereas Jaga is just a young boy. You have the power to convince even me. In many places you have already convinced me about ordinary behavior and devotional service. Jaga's advising you is intolerable for me. Therefore I am chastising him. I offer you praise, not because I think of you as being outside an intimate relationship with me, but because you are actually so qualified that one is forced to praise your qualities. Although one has affection for many persons, different types of ecstatic love awaken according to the nature of one's personal relationships. You consider your body dangerous and awful, but I think that your body is like nectar. Actually, your body is transcendental, never material. You are thinking of it, however, in terms of a material conception. Even if your body were material, I still could not neglect it, for the material body should be considered neither good nor bad. Anything not conceived in relationship to Krishna should be understood to be illusion, Maya. None of the illusions uttered by words or conceived in the mind are factual. Because illusion is not factual, there is no distinction between what we think is good and what we think is bad. When we think of the absolute truth, such speculations do not apply. In the material world, conceptions of good and bad are all mental speculations. Therefore, saying this is good and this is bad is all a mistake. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater. Okay, I stop here and continue tomorrow. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Jai Antalila. Sanatana Goswami visits the Lord at Jagannath Puri Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Sachi Devi Ki Jai.
Lavanya Moy Didi Ki Jai. Jai. Hare Yaraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Sima Kalaba. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Lila Papa. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Sri Guru Vaishnava Pare Machari Aman. Sri Guru Vaishnava Patma Kahiyas. Hari Nam Sankirtana Kare Naratama Das. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Gita Gola Haribo Haribo Gita Gola Haribo. Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva. Gita Gola Haribo Haribo Gita Gola Haribo. Jaya Sabai Karasi Si Guru Kuranga Radha Kiri Daju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Patsila Bhakti Nirmala Chaya Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Sri Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Patsila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Patsila Bhakti Rakak Sila Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Sila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Rupanuga Gurvarga Ki Jai. Namacharya Sila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sabhashada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Sabhashada Sima Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Ganga Yamuna Chu Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Sri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sri Purushottama Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat West London Chapter Ki Jai. Samadvaita Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Samadvaita Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.